Sportsbook here got this winning edge extra times every time. And ladies and gentlemen, I cannot believe that we are to the point now where our entire season is to play spoiler to an undefeated Miami Hurricane team. That is just crazy. But we're at this point now. But there's no secret, guys, because if we're trying to play spoilers, that means we're going to pull out everything in our powers to beat them. But here's the thing, right? Miami knows that as well. Miami knows that we're going to go into that stadium, 7 p.m. ESPN primetime game, undefeated Miami Hurricane versus the 1-6 Florida State Seminoles. What can Florida State do? All right, this game will have millions of views when the game first turns on, and by rightly so. Because let me tell you something, right? When this game first gets started, and if Florida State's defense can go out there and get a 3-and-out, and offense maybe triculate the ball down the field and maybe put up 7 points, it's going to be a lot of people watching this game at that standpoint. Now, if our offense revert back to what it was doing these previous weeks, this game is going to get out of hand and they're going to run us out of there. That's just me. That's just being real, bro. Our offense has to do something. These wide receivers, if you can catch the cold during this Miami game. If you want to catch a ball and score a touchdown, catch it during this Miami game. We need all of our best players to play this game. Luckily, our defensive side, we can hold up. I truly believe our defensive line can do enough to at least hold the ship so our offense can go and give us some support. But our offense has to be the support. Like, our offense can't lead the ship and let us sink and drown, because that could possibly happen, because it's been happening all season long. It's been happening all season long. So with Patrick Payton, with Farmer, with, I believe DJ Lundy is out, but with Cypress and Brown and all these corners, listen, I truly believe the defense will be okay. The offense, on the other hand, I don't know if the offensive alignment will be juiced up to go out there and just put, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to just, this is my best effort today, this game. You could see that, but you haven't seen it all year. You haven't seen it versus Memphis. You haven't seen it versus Cal. You haven't seen it versus Duke. You just didn't see it. So to expect Florida State to go out there and do this game, you have to do it from the outset. It has to be from the jump. You cannot have a slow start offensively, get behind, and expect your offensive line to go out there and put a hat to somebody. Because I'm telling you, emotionally and physically, you're going to lose the game at that point. It's just what it is. The defense is probably going to play good, but they're going to get worn out. They're going to get worn out. If Florida State was to upset Miami and win this game, literally, you would have to have a low-scoring affair. I mean, you would have to have a situation where the defense is playing so good that Miami is questioning their own offense at like the midway through the third quarter in the game. Like, we can't do anything versus the Florida State defense. Is this what other teams going on? But luckily, Florida State offense stinks. Our offense can't get it going. But, man, just like what Mike Norvell said, right? I don't know if you guys follow what Mike Norvell has been saying. Mike Norvell has been saying he's seeing flashes in the offense. And as a spectator, someone that watches Florida State every single week, good, bad, or indifferent, I've seen flashes as well. But I've also seen, like I said, wide receivers dropping the ball, running backs fumbling the ball. Cam Davis versus who? Memphis ran out there. No, I'm sorry, not Cam Davis. Rodell Williams versus Memphis, that was, or Boston College. Got the ball, ran out there, fumbled. Second play of the game. Boom. Last week, we were driving the ball down versus Duke. Good play calling. You had a situation where you had Lauren Philly break off a good one for 19 yards. Then you had Brock Glenn break off a read option to the left-hand side, got 12. And now it was time for the running back to punch the ball in. I think we were at our own 20-something yard line. The ball goes, fumbles the ball. You get the ball back at the end of the game. It was a disaster, okay? If that doesn't happen, if we don't step on our own foot this game, whatever the outcome is, I hope we win. But if we lose this game and we don't step on our own foot, at least we can see some improvement going forward. Because, to be honest with you, we're a 21-point underdog, and I thought it would be 24, 25. But 21 seems like a fair assessment because it's a rival game. One is going to try to play spoiler, so you can expect the game to start off kind of slow. But if the game is starting off slow, Florida State in those slow points needs to put up points. All right, you can't have it where it start off slow and Miami is almost scoring. If that's the case, it's not slow. It's a blowout happening. We've seen that plenty of times from both schools, from Florida State blowing out Miami, and from Miami blowing out Florida State. We've seen it happen both ways. So this time around, guys, that can't happen. That can't happen. And we expect an upset to happen this weekend, which I do think an upset is possible. The upset is possible. But we got to see these receivers. I keep going back to the receivers because the receivers for Florida State plays a huge part in why we're failing. But that's going to be a different video. But I'm going to say this. If the wide receivers for Florida State can catch the ball, can reel in a touchdown or two, can block on the outside well on the screen pass, can do these little things to make the game a little bit muddier or nastier for Miami Hurricanes, Florida State wins the game, and literally our season is forgiven. I mean, it's not forgiven because we'll be 2-6. We'll still be bad. And Miami Hurricane will still have a pathway to the playoffs, which is never good because that means they have a chance on winning national championship, and we don't want to be seeing those words from them. So it's in that aspect, it won't be good, but at least we would know at the end of the day that we beat them and we spoiled their undefeated season because Miami has never went undefeated in the SEC play. Well, I don't know, man. Let me know in the comments what you guys think is going to happen during this game. If you guys agree with me or not, that our defense is probably going to play good, but our offense has to do something. And our defense, basically what I'm saying is our defense is better than Louisville's defense, Cal, Virginia Tech, Florida, A&M, Ball State. If we are to say our defense is better than all those teams, then we should be able to say if our offense can hold their weight, it's a viable chance that Florida State upsets Miami Hurricanes. And let me know down in the comments, man. If you are going to the game, I was checking out the tickets, but I might just do a live stream on the channel because it's just not. I just don't feel like going to the game, bro. I just don't feel like going, bro. It's like there's a chance that we can go down there and really get blown out. Like there's an opportunity. Like I'm gonna keep it a buck. There's a opportunity, but there's also opportunity. Like I just said, I mentioned all those things earlier. That Florida State can actually go down there to Hard Rock Stadium and pull up an upset. You're gonna be playing against a lot of people. I mean, you're gonna be playing against 17 people. That's Miami Hurricanes in the ACC refs. Because, boy, are they trying to keep their investment. Now, listen, that's not true. I mean, it is in a way, but it's not at the same time. You know what I mean? Because who knows what's going to happen in this game. But one thing I do know is the ACC looks after their team. They did for Florida State last year on that safety. They did for Clemson in the championship game versus North Carolina. When North Carolina went for that onside kick and recovered the ball, they called offsides. There's been plenty of instances now. You know what I'm saying? When Florida State played against Clemson, and they called that clipping call back in the day, I believe. Miami was against Duke one year, and they did that reverse lateral, and the referees got suspended for like 2 seasons after that. I don't know. If that doesn't happen, Florida State win by 7. I'm gonna predict the score. I'm gonna say. I mean, I'm not even. I'm not even gonna predict the score. Go Noles, man. Just pull up the win. Just win the game.